because we've seen some more stuff this weekend, you know, that is unsettling a little bit. But I want to remind people, Election Day, November 8th. Early voting starts October 24th. Here, the common area for here is Orland Township. So that's when early voting starts. You know, I've been observing, obviously, from both internally and externally, I've been observing a lot of what's been going on. And, you know, there's one subject that's been blatantly lied about, and I've seen commercials against state reps, state senators, U.S. congressmen, U.S. senators, governor, attorney general, secretary of state, and even Supreme Court justices, all on the same subject. And they're blatant lies. And there's no recourse for that, which is unfortunate. But I think it's important for voters to realize they need to pay attention to that, and they need to, when they see these things, they need to do a little bit of research. Take a little bit of time and do some research, and just don't buy those. I mean, especially when you see the same one against 9 different people. I mean, you really think that everybody is 100% in lockstep on an issue that's not even really the issue that people are all that concerned about from a voting perspective. So please take your time to do a little research. There's a lot of information out there. So, you know, be an educated voter, I guess is what I'm saying. It's frustrating for me to watch as a candidate because it's, I know personally, and I know the people here on this board personally, it's very frustrating to be lied about and be defamed, really. And there's a lot of people that's happening to right now, so I feel for them. So do yourself a favor and look at that. So everyone on this board, I think with the exception of Joni, lucky her, somehow she's escaped this, have had pretty significant personal attacks and lies about them, their businesses and other things, and have tried to damage them in a personal or professional way, which is really unfortunate for people who are really giving their time to their community. And I can tell you are just a great group of people that are here serving the community. And you know, I had a story relayed to me today that I have to share it. Sorry, I have to share it. It's so somebody doesn't like me, can't stand me because I have 3 daughters and a son, and I only allowed my son to go to college. And how many daughters do I have, everybody? 2? I have 2. How many of them have gone to college? Oh. 1. Yeah, so 1 decided not to. So my son went to college, my daughter went to college, my daughter is currently in grad school. Interestingly enough, but the whole position is that I believe that only men can go to college. It's the most absurd thing I've ever heard. My wife had no college whatsoever when I met her. So while I was working, she went to college and went and got her master's, which we paid for. So, you know, so my daughter and my oldest, it just wasn't for her, but there's still money set aside for her that will then go to my granddaughter. So that's the kind of stuff, and literally this person has animosity towards me, and that's just going on for the entire board. So it's really, you know, it's really unsettling. And you know, when you see these mailers with sources, I've seen some of those too, and I've gone to try and find the source, and you can't even find them. So when they're making up the source. So everyone here serves the community because we want to make it better, and they give their time. And I'm telling you, you're talking about on this board, you're not going to find any skeletons here on this board. I mean, none. And look at the stuff we've been just raked over the coals with. It's just, whether you agree with our policies or not, that's just really unacceptable. You know, and it stops people from running, which is really bad because we lose the benefit of having really talented people that don't get involved because of all these lies and personal attacks that stop people from serving. It really is time for voters to say enough, right? Spend a little time, research these things, because if someone will say anything and blatant lies to get into office, what will they do when they get there? Think about that. I mean, we already have a candidate without opposition in Orland Park who's under indictment federally, right? So think about the types of things that you get here. A nearby town elected a mayor who was under indictment that then had to resign. He was under indictment, he was elected. Then he had to resign because he went to jail, okay? Let's think about who we're electing to office. And, you know, that brings me to, you know, so two things. One thing that we had a big discussion about, it's a police-related matter, and we're in the police station here, the Safety Act. I was asked repeatedly, will this go into effect? Yes, it's a law. And you have a lot of people promising that they're going to change it, do this, do that, do this. They've had 2 years to change it. So I guess you have to suspend belief to believe that they're going to change it after being reelected, knowing that they passed it and people are upset that they passed it, that they're going to change it when they're already in office. Because they could change it, they could have changed it now, and they haven't. So when there's no more threat to be unelected, you think they're actually going to do anything. And that brings me to one more thing that we have going on that you should know about. So we have executive order last week, I think Friday, yeah, October 14th, they always come out on a Friday. COVID-19 executive order number 113, okay? I mean, you can't even make that up, number 113. This is not being reported. All individuals, including those who are fully vaccinated, are recommended to wear a face covering consistent with CDC guidance. Now we're back to face masks again. Now there's a reason why it wasn't mandated, because there's an election. Think about that. Because if there's willing to be executive orders which only have 30 days of power, and it's been going on now for, let's see, 2020, March till now, so it's been going on for 2.5 years, over 2.5 years of executive orders. There's two problems with that. One is, do you think that person's not going to have any problem mandating things on you again? And secondly, I think the bigger problem is, where has been the legislature for this entire time? Because it's their job to provide a check and balance and not let someone do this. 113 executive orders. This board would not let that happen. I know that for a fact. So think about that you're electing people that are allowing this to happen. So think about that, okay? Everybody when they go to the polls. I just think that's important. So be an informed voter, I guess.